Well, am I go? Yeah, I'm go. I could spend all day trying to pick the right thumbnail, or I could just push go. So I guess that's what I'm gonna do, is just push go. You might be surprised to know that I was not actually prepared for this. So I know that's shocking. But I'm working on it, trying to get things figured out. So I think that one of the ways that I'll be able to do this while I watch my screen over here is that I'm actually, hi, it's gonna take me a little bit to figure out how this stuff works. So I've got my computer screen over here and I wanna be able to, oh, thank you. Well, I hope to actually be doing this a whole lot more, like every single day. So bear with me because it's going to take me a little while to get all this kind of stuff figured out. So, but I figure if I bought this like mirroring thing last night for my phone, so I can look and see if there's comments happening, but I need to figure out how to find myself over here. So I tried before. Oh shit, I want to go live on this one too. That would be. Okay, well, the topic today is going to be red light therapy, and it's probably going to be a lot of other topics as well because I didn't have the time to write out everything that I wanted to about about red light therapy. So, how can I find myself live over here so I can actually see the comments that are going on? Well, I don't know that I'll actually be able to do that, but it was worth a try. Shit, I'll figure this stuff out. Well, I mean, I'm gonna have to do it while I'm live anyway, because I have to be able to see over here. So bear with me for a second. We're gonna try to figure out how I can mirror this phone to that so that I can actually see comments, because I can't go back, I don't think. I can't go back and see what's going on over there. Let's see. I mean, will it show me that I'm online with this phone? Am I subscribed to my own channel? Oh, there I am. I just got so excited. Okay. All right, cool. Oh yeah, that worked. Awesome. Oh, no, it didn't. Okay, I can't see it over there. Well, whatever. Okay, so the topic is red light therapy, and this is going to be quite fascinating because red light therapy is the shit, and it's super easy to do because you don't gotta do anything. Turn my phone on airplane mode. So, and if anyone has any questions, by the way, while we're here, just go ahead and ask because I don't have 30 minutes worth of content. Holy shit, it's 11:08 already. Okay, so I'm already a little bit late. Like I said, I wanted to sign in at 11 o'clock every night, and I'm really gonna go for that, but you know, bear with me because it's gonna take a little while. Okay, so the topic is red light, and I got this from a book about red light. I'll leave a link to it, and it says, if there was a pill that was scientifically proven to help you look 10 years younger, lose fat, improve hormonal health, fight pain and inflammation, increase strength, endurance, heal faster, improve your brain health, and increase your energy levels, it would be a billion-dollar blockbuster drug. Doctors all over the world would be calling it a miracle drug, and millions of people would be told to start taking it. Well, here's the crazy part. That drug does exist, but it's not a pill, it's red light therapy. I've got a couple stories about red light therapy that I think are fascinating. He finishes saying, did you know that light has the power to heal your body and to optimize your health? So what I didn't know when I first got this book was that he was going to mention, you know, sunlight in the very beginning. And I will let y'all know, and that you probably, you know, God, you probably feel the same way too. SAD, seasonal affective disorder, is a real thing. This is a real, it's a real big deal. It's a problem, which is part of the reason why I had to live in Florida for so long and why I really feel like I need to go back. I feel like the lighting on me looks different tonight than it did yesterday. I wonder why. I feel like I look like I'm like, I don't know, like I'm radioactive or something. That's kind of cool, actually. Okay, so, you know, I've heard for years that the sun is bad for you, you know, stay out of the sun, it's bad for your skin. And I am such an advocate of the sun. There is just absolutely no way I could have ever really believed that people knew what they were talking about when they said that, especially considering I'm 100% of the opinion that most doctors, and I do mean absolutely most doctors, their intention is not really to help get you healthy. And maybe it started off that way, but they drown those poor people in debt and they don't give them any sleep. At least I've met a couple that I don't know how they really got through life with how like crazy of a schedule they had. So now they're drowning in debt and they're working constantly to pay off their debt. And at first, while they're still in school and stuff, they're working constantly because they have to. And then they go to become doctors and now there's all these pharma companies that come in and they're like, hey, check out this drug, it does XYZ, and every single time you prescribe it you get a cut. So part of the reason why, this is what I've researched, part of the reason why doctors are just so fast to just prescribe shit that they don't sit down and talk, don't sit down and talk and figure out what the root cause of the problem is. If you're having acid reflux, okay, and you go in and you tell them, I have acid reflux, and they say, oh, well, here you go, here's a pill. And they don't say, well, what did you eat today? Maybe the foods that you're combining at the same time, the acids butt heads. Because if you're over here eating fruit one second, and then you're over here eating meat another, that's going to really, the acids that you create in your stomach are going to completely change how it's gonna fuck shit up. And most people don't even know that food combining is a thing. You're not supposed, if you eat fruit, you shouldn't eat anything else for at least 30 minutes. You just shouldn't, because it goes into a different spot in your stomach. And then when you start to eat something else, now I've heard the fruit in that one spot, because your stomach isn't, I don't know exactly how this works, but it sounds like it starts to putrefy. So now it's not being processed correctly because of the different mixtures of stuff, and it's just not awesome. So, yeah, so that's basically, it was a huge tangent on why I just never believed that it was true that sunlight was bad for you. It's the sun, for God's sakes. The only reason we exist, the only reason we're still alive is because of the sun. There's people called sun gazers. This is a real thing. Let me see if I can turn this down a little bit. This might be a little bit too intense. Is that a little bit, is that better, worse? Okay, so there's people called sun gazers. And I really wanted to do this for a little while too. I'm gonna tell you a story. I like stories, they're fun. I was laying out on a friend of mine's balcony, and this was in Florida, and I had just done yoga out there, and it was the middle of the day. The sun was probably up high in the sky. Oh, I like your name, Luna Moon, that's pretty. The sun was up high in the sky, and somebody else made a comment earlier too, and I will get to that, but let me tell the story real quick. The sun was up high in the sky, and I just finished doing yoga, and I was laying down doing Shavasana, just kind of laying on my back, and the sun is like beaming on me. Florida's, the sunshine state. The weather there is always great, in my opinion. I mean, even when it rains, it's in and out, and then it just helps things grow, and it's just beautiful. So I'm laying on the balcony, and the sun is like right up here, and I started thinking about all this nonsense was what was in my head about, what people have said about the sun, and, don't go out in the sun, don't be in the sun for too long, wear sunscreen because you don't want the sunshine on your skin. the sunscreen that you put on is harder for your body to process than it is for it to than for like to deal with sun damage if you're out in the sun for way too long. Look at all the shit that's in sunscreen next time. Just don't go put it on. Just don't ever go put sunscreen on again. I use coconut oil and olive oil. And the last time I was out on the water for a really long time, I was with a friend of mine, and he was like, "You want some sunscreen?" And I was like, "Really? Like, you think I'd wear it?" And he goes, "No, but I figured I'd ask. We're gonna be out here for like 8 hours." And I was like, "Okay, well, no, I'm good." I said, "Actually, I have olive oil." I said, I'm gonna try it. I was like, I've been putting it in my hair recently, and I started putting it on my skin, and I really like the way it makes me feel. And I figure, fuck it, I'm gonna try it, because when I go out in the sun and I want to tan faster, I'll put on coconut oil. And I love coconut oil. And so I'm out there, and I put on some olive oil. We were out there for 8 hours, and I did not burn. And I had not been out in the sun for long at all that year or whatever. And he told me the next day, he was like, I gotta admit, he was like, I did not think that was gonna work. I'm very surprised. He was like, I get the whole holistic thing. He was like, but I did not think that that was gonna work. He goes, and you don't have a single burn on your body. I was like, yep, that's right. So, olive oil. Oh gosh, it's awesome too. Shit, I need to have a list of things I talk about so when I go off on little sidetrack tangents, I can come back. Okay, so I was on the balcony and the sun's up in the sky, and I start thinking about all the things I've heard about people saying that it's not good for you. So I turned to look at the sun. It's the middle of the day, so I maybe shouldn't have actually done it during the middle of the day, but I turned to look at the sun. And I keep looking at it. I know a lot of people are gonna think this is crazy. I don't care. This is my experience. I keep looking at it. And I keep looking at it. And I keep looking at it. And I'm wondering, like this doesn't feel like it's bad for me. So I keep looking at it. And I don't know how long went by. I want to say maybe 15, 20 seconds, maybe 30. Might have been longer. I really don't know. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, I got the biggest smile on my face that I could not control. This thing popped up on my face like whoa, and it would not go away. And I was like, why am I smiling like this? Like, it was like the biggest cheeseball smile. I was like, what is this? So, I've ended up stopped looking at it, and I felt like my eyes were fine. I had a huge sunspot, right, for a while. I don't know how long. I don't think it felt like it was that long. And the next day, I went and did yoga outside again. And to my surprise, at the end of my yoga session, sun was about in the same spot again. I did it again. And I had the same result. I had this, about the same time frame in, this gigantic smile I could not get it off my face. And I was like, what is this? So I did it again the next day. Same reaction. And later, I left her place eventually, and I must have left the next day because otherwise I would have done it again, I'm sure. But I told my dad about it. And I don't think I had told anybody else about it because I knew everybody would be like, oh, that's going to be bad for your eyes, blah, blah, blah. Because that's what they've been told. Not that they know anything about it other than that's what they've been told. So I knew he was going to talk shit for a second, but my dad's really open-minded and he's really smart when it comes to health stuff. So I told him. And he starts talking shit. And I was like, Dad, listen. I was like, I was just letting you know what happened. I just wanted you to know. And, I was like, there are people called sun gazers. I was like, do research on it. I was like, I don't feel like I'm not going to take the time to research it because now I was living in Virginia. So I was like, I don't feel like researching the sun because it's too cold outside to be a sun gazer. So I told him that, and the next day he came to me and he was like, well, I looked into that sun gazing thing. He was like, and I'm going to become a sun gazer. I was like, fuck yeah. Damn it, I'm out of coffee. So, but there's specific ways that you're supposed to do it. Like, when you eat food, you're basically eating the sun. When you eat plants, you're basically eating the sun because all the like photonutrients and whatever that come from the sun, the plant absorbs and you're eating the nutrients from the sun. That's what that is. So that's actually this. So he goes deeper into this book with it. Red light therapy can combat immune disorders, neurological disease, fight depression, fight hair loss, speed up healing. I've heard it can kill bad bacteria in your gut. I don't know exactly how that works either. There's so much about this stuff that I really need to learn. So, oh, thank you, Maddie. I don't even think she's on this live. I don't know, because I don't think that would have showed up on my thing here if it wasn't. Okay, so he says, unbeknownst to most people, there are literally over 10,000 studies that have been done on the relationship between different kinds of light to human health. And near and far infrared light are two of the most powerful in their effects on human health. So this that we're bathing in right now is near infrared light. And I don't really know the exact differences on on near and far yet, except for far goes further, right? So that's the main one that I know of, but they do have different effects on your body and on your skin and stuff. So with near infrared light, you want to be as close to it as you can to have it penetrate deeper into your skin. And with far infrared light, I think it's far infrared actually that you can't even actually necessarily see it. You can't even actually visibly see far infrared. For example, how do I explain this? A friend of mine that's a holistic healer in Florida, he's got this light that I could feel stuff coming from it, but you couldn't see anything. And I was like, is that far infrared? Because I had heard of it before. I could feel the heat from it. And he said yes. And one of the things that he did for people to put on their brain, like when they would come, he would set this thing on their brain. Guys, I got stories to tell you guys about what it's done for my mom in a couple massive major ways. So I'll tell you the first one. We got something called a beamer. And a beamer is a PEMF machine. It's a pulse electromagnetic frequency mat that you can sleep on. So there's different settings that you can put it on. You can do it during the day for like 8 minutes at a time to 20 minutes at a time. And what it does, and I've seen the videos for this thing, what it does is it pulses your capillaries, like I don't know how to describe so much of the stuff that I know. I need to get better at being able to describe this, but it pulses these things that pump your blood. So most people are very sedentary. They don't move around. Most people don't do much. They're very inactive. And that's not good for your blood because it doesn't help you move. It doesn't, and the inside of your system. Our boy's loud in the room. For now, yeah, they are for now. So that is something I had thought about a long time ago, was about guys watching my channel, and the idea of it kind of weirded me out. I was like, I don't know about that, which is probably why I stayed a thumbnail for so long, actually. But anyway, things change and stuff happens. So this machine pulses your capillaries and they open, and your blood moves a lot faster. So it can improve brain health. It can improve literally every function in your body because now the blood that's been stagnant in different places, like in your feet in particular, it's moving. So it can now be filtered through your heart, and it just gets more oxygenated, and altogether just better. Okay, so with that machine came this, it was an add-on, I think, came this a red light, and it was a pulsing red light. It was a very, very rapid red light. So I wasn't here at the time. I don't know where I was, and I called, and I was talking to my dad, and I asked to speak to my mom, and she gets on the phone, and she was very alert, and I was like, what's going on? I was having this conversation with her, and as soon as, we were done talking, I asked to speak to dad again, and I was like, hey, I was like, what's up? I was like, what happened to mom? How come, like, what's different? And he goes, so you noticed something too? And I said, yes, I noticed something too. I said, what happened? And he goes, well, I've been using the red light on her head, putting it like right on her pineal gland, which is this like thing for another topic for another day, but it is a really good topic for another day, a very important topic for another day. So he's putting this thing right on her forehead, right? And it just is this very rapid pulsing light, and it penetrates deep into your head and into your brain, and it makes stuff happen. And so that was the difference between that with my mom. And we need to do it to her every single day. There are so many things to do every single day. I put these lights on her constantly. So, oh God, I need help. I do. I'm trying to get better at things, but help would be, God, it's so awesome. Getting organized is one of the things that I'm working on. I'm doing better at. I'm getting better at it. But there was no but. I'm getting better at it. I got a lot of things in life I really need to figure out. So red light can increase your energy. I think I read most of this already. Speed up fat loss, improve muscle recovery, improve cognitive function. I think I did read all this stuff. Reduce wrinkles, which I've seen on myself. It makes your skin healthier, and it makes everything feel heal a lot faster. So red light has literally been used to heal people for thousands of years, and our ancestors, people worship the sun, for God's sakes. If I had to peg myself as anything, I would be a sun worshiper. So they say many ancient tribes have known of the importance of life through the sun and have used it to their advantage by being out in it. People back in the day didn't have to worry about this kind of stuff because they actually were out in the sun. So here's something by this guy. There was a French, I think he was a French, I guess he was a doctor. And in 1735, he described a case in which he cured a cancerous growth on the lip of somebody using a sun bath. So in 1774, this guy reported that he successfully treated skin ulcers with sunlight. In 76, found that sunlight concentrated through a lens accelerated wound healing and destroyed tumors. There are numerous reports of sunlight that's had beneficial healing on different crazy illnesses like rickets, which I guess, I don't know if that's still, it's got to still be a thing because it says it's fragile bones due to vitamin D deficiency. Also, some type of disease that had something to do with this bacterial infection that caused arthritis in the joints. Let's see. Gosh, there's a whole lot of information here, and I really wanted to get this all like written out so I could be really clear and concise with it. But then 11 o'clock rolled around, and I was like, I told myself I was going to get on at 11 no matter what, so I'm going to have to get better at this. But I will. But while I only have 6 minutes left or something like that, I'm going to go ahead and tell you 2 stories. So my sister told me that she was having some significant pain with sciatica, right? So it's like this pinched nerve or something that is in your, I guess from the bottom of your back or something that goes into your leg. And she told me that she was having some like serious pain with that. And she's a server at a restaurant, or was at her restaurant. Everything's closed down right now. But I told her get a back inversion table, because a back inversion table, when you have pinched nerves in your body, if you invert, your spine will decompress, right? Makes sense, right? Gravity is a pretty big deal. It's a lot stronger than most people realize because we stand up straight all day, but try doing a headstand or a handstand for a minute and you're gonna be like, holy shit. Or just get a back inversion table. You can get one for $100, and you strap your feet into the thing and you slowly flip upside down. Not only will it decompress your whole spine, but it will get the blood from your feet that stays down there all the time, because when people sleep, they don't sleep with their feet inverted, which means that it's, if they don't have good blood flow to begin with, it's just not good for, it's just, there could be lots of improvements there. So, but I knew she didn't have the space for an inversion table. So, because she was living in a little apartment at the time. So I found out while I was researching red light a while ago, actually, that it helped with sciatica pain. And I was like, huh. I was like, okay, well, let's see about that. So I sent her one and told her to use it. I knew she wasn't going to use it. I thought, I don't know if she'll ever use it, but fuck it, I'm going to send it to her. So she gets it, didn't use it for about a year. And finally, she texted me and she was like, oh my God, that red light thing actually really works. And I was like, oh, you tried it. Okay, great. Well, happy to hear that it works and it took you a year to try it. But at least you tried it, and I'm really glad to know that it worked. So if you have sciatica issues, it could definitely be something to use for sure. Sore muscles, especially for dancers, especially for anybody. So that was one of them. And the other story is the other day. So a lot of you know that my mom really needs, she needs a lot of healing help, um, and I'm doing as much as I can, to help. She doesn't make it very easy though. It's complicated. I do plan on starting another channel though with her in it actually, so maybe you guys will get to meet her if you follow me over to the other channel. But the other day, is probably like a week ago actually, no, I don't believe that COVID is a real threat. If you want me to just go ahead and throw it out there, I do not. I think it's the flu with a little bit of a twist to it. It supposedly like multiplies itself in the body a lot faster than other flus have, which, that's one thing I've heard from a doctor that a friend of mine interviewed. And I trust that guy, but no, I think this is a lot deeper than it being a disease. You wouldn't shut down the whole world over a virus, especially when it's the flu. People die constantly from all kinds of things. Why all of a sudden this? So I've got theories on that, but I'm not going to get into it right now. So my mom the other day, her ankles have swollen up. They're fine right now. Her ankles had swollen up. She was dizzy. She was nauseous. Her hands were really cold and clammy. Her feet were very, very swollen. She was having, oh God, it was so crazy. It was just it was so scary. So she started like, clenching her heart, and I was like, oh my God. So I'm researching all this shit like really fast, like looking into all the, symptoms and whatever of a heart attack, and she was about to have a heart attack. And part of the reason why people's feet and fingers get clammy and cold is because all of the blood from their extremities is going to their heart to try to help it, to just like push to like help it out. So I got my mom and I laid her down and I put these lights over her, and I put this, I also have an infrared mat that doesn't light up. Oh, I guess that's the far infrared. It doesn't light up. So, oh God, it feels really, really, really good. So I'm heating her from both sides, and I was massaging her like all over. And I swear to God, the reason why she didn't have a heart attack is because of these lights. I 100%, I swear to God, that's why she didn't have a heart attack. Well, we've reached 33 minutes. That's it. So I do want to go ahead and get off here. I don't know if I'll be able to see the comments, though, if I just shut it off like this. Because I don't know that I was able to see my comments in my last one. I don't know why I feel like I should just cut it off at exactly 33 minutes. I don't know. I don't know where that like thought or idea came from. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let me see. I'm just gonna screenshot these, you guys, and I am gonna get off here. I don't know why I feel like I should just stick with 33 minutes. I think I just have a lot of stuff I really need to figure out when it comes to doing this and everything, and I kind of want to stick with a thing. So anyway, okay, that was it. I hope you guys had fun, enjoyed this to whatever degree, and I will talk to you some other time. Ciao.